How's it going there, everybody? Fandom Freakacy here. I got my boy, myself, and Ken Dog here doing another episode of the Loki Recap, episode 4. Very exciting episode going on here. We got
Nexus Event, baby.
Oh man, the Nexus Event. This episode's popping off. We thought last episode was going really slow, but oh my god, it blew off.
Completely wrong on that, man.
Oh my god, man. What was your thoughts overall with this episode, I would say?
This episode blew my mind, man. I just can't believe all the stuff we saw.
Dude, I totally agree. Like I said before in the previous recap, the actor said episode 4 and 5 are going to be going way up higher than what we expected, and we seen it this episode.
They ain't lying, man.
I was caught off guard. I was completely off guard. There was a lot of theories going on with this episode for sure. But let's get into the recap, man. Let's get into the recap.
Yeah, man. So I guess we're pretty much, well, I'm not even going to go chronological this time. Mm-hmm. This time, we're going to go backwards. Okay. So starting off with the post-credit scene, y'all, it's 1962 version from the comics, maybe not really, of Loki, Richard E. Grant, wearing the silly-ass classic green and yellow costume. We got Kid Loki sitting right in front of him. I don't know if you picked this up either. Alligator Loki in his lap.
I seen them on there. I was like, what the heck is this?
Frog Thor, bro. That's exactly what that is.
Oh, my God. It makes a lot of sense, man.
I think his name is Throg, I believe.
Throg.
But yeah, Throg, bro. Throg come through, and we got a brand new character they invented for this episode, Boastful Loki, played by the black dude that's standing next to Richard E. Grant.
Right.
And that's really cool to see them just coming up with new versions like him and using old comic book versions like Sylvie to create new hybrid characters and stuff like that. So they could go anywhere with it, man. We could see a whole Black Odinson family, a Black Hela, a Black Thor. Who knows?
I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. And when you mentioned the OG Loki, and we were talking about this a little bit, and we threw out some theories on there. I'm loving that we're actually able to give out some theories of what if this OG Loki actually dealt with the Avengers in his timeline. And it's going to be cool to see. Hopefully we dive into his character a little bit more with this upcoming episode and things so forth. So it's going to be crazy for the upcoming episode for sure with how Loki's going to get out of there.
Yeah, like where did he go?
That's
like I'm pretty sure based on the logic of kind of Nexus events and variants and how things have been going in the previous 3 episodes, with Sylvie especially, I think they're hiding out in an apocalypse of some sort, and it definitely looks like New York because you got the Avengers Tower in the top right-hand corner, like I was showing you.
Just not too long ago. Yeah.
So it looks like they're in some kind of apocalyptic New York at some point in the timeline. So it looks like it could be like in the 2040s, 50s, who knows?
It could be, yeah. And then the thing is, when we're talking about what kind of timeline is this? Is this going to be when Thanos won?
Yeah.
Or is this going to be when Loki actually won back in New York in 2012, and this is how everything plays out and everything so forth?
And that could tie in with President Loki, as we've seen in the promotional material.
Yeah, that's very true.
See what I'm saying? And he would do some shit like that if he took over.
Yeah.
He said, "I want to rule."
He did say that. He did say that. And when we seen in the trailers, you seen him wearing, that whole getup and everything. Yeah. And you seen a lot of people who were underneath him also being like alternative versions of the Lokis itself. So that's why it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to play this off and everything so forth.
Yeah,
for sure.
Man. Like, it's cool because they give you answers every episode, but then pose like 20 more questions with every new reveal. And even some of the dialogue in each individual scene sometimes is like, what? Like, Ravonna claims that she doesn't remember the reason that Sylvie is a variant and causes a Nexus event that makes them have to prune her.
Yeah.
And have to go after her as a child. Like,
It's
what the hell's up with that?
It's a strange way how they introduced it right off the bat in the beginning of the episode. Because she was just sitting there. I like the Easter eggs that they introduced was with she was playing with the Valkyrie, and then they were playing along with I forget it was some type of dragon. I believe I seen onto the entry scene. But I think the reason why they got her, and this is the theory I was talking to you about as well. I think this is a variant where Loki, which is Civ, is actually the hero in the script.
Oh, you really think so?
I think so because Loki has always been the mischief. Like he's always been the mischief of pretty much of mass chaos, pretty much. And in this one, you see her playing with the Valkyrie, and she was wanting to have the Valkyrie win. And that off that little gesture, I feel like that's going to create that whole paradox of destruction. Moving forward, that's why they had to grab her when she's young, out of nowhere, because it would kind of explain it too of why they had to grab her that early. She was learning the traits of becoming a hero, even though she's supposed to be the mischief of, and technically her universe of the goddess. And so that's why it's gonna be pretty interesting to see it unfold and everything so forth in the upcoming episode, man. It's for sure going to be it, but. Yeah, with everything entering in and everything so forth, with obviously when they got to the entry scene, you see Lady Loki, Civ going through the check-in process and everything. You see her doing her own little thing, got her own costume all swapped out from her, her original Asgard costume and everything. And you see, her going to the same trials as Loki did. She sat in front of, like, I guess the judge, or something like that.
Sign on everything you ever said.
Yeah, that's the one. And then that's why she did all that. And then
sign here.
Yeah, sign here. And and then before she makes her escape, she stands in the same spot within I guess that little
in the
courtroom itself. And then she got away within the little nick of time. She saw her entryway, she stomped on
little classic karate shit right there.
Yeah, she was very quick. She was very slick too. She got that little gadget as well. Got her out of there, dipped out of dodge, and just went out. And then that's when what's her face started to freak out a little bit. She's like, "Oh my god," because she was kind of freaking out because I guess Sid was such a huge. It was a huge thing that they had to grab her beforehand because the the Timekeepers really wanted her to be pretty much pulverized or something like that, or waste from musician pruned. There
erased,
you go.
Essentially.
Yeah, and it was something like that, and then you see that cutscene of them just sitting in the far distance, and you see them all three sitting right there, eyes
some Flash Gordon shit,
straight up.
Eyes.
What's going on here?
You're a cosmic disappointment. I'm like, what the fuck are these things?
Yeah, that's right. And then it goes straight from there to the Loki entryway and the entry title screen and everything so forth. And that's when I was like, all right, I'm liking it so far. Dude's it's getting interesting.
In the middle of, like, this is some Wizard of Oz on acid shit right here, man. Getting into my boy Mobius. He ain't happy with Loki at the beginning of the episode, man. Like, he's like, yo, you've been lying to me this whole time, and now you're working with the other variant. And you sick bastard. I saw what you were doing back there. You like yourself. What the hell is the matter with you? You're going to break my reality right now.
Oh, my God. Yeah, when that interrogation scene happening, going through. You know what's funny? Only Loki would only love himself that way.
I know, right?
He's taking self-love to a whole new level, man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
About fucking yourself, right?
Yeah. That's so true. But like Mobius, but he was kind of disgusted by it. But at the same time, he was like, he didn't believe Loki too when Loki was mentioning about
the variants
with
thing.
the variants.
He's like, you're all variants, damn it! I'm not lying. And he's like, sure. But Mobius has been a little on edge recently because things haven't been adding up about the TVA, and he starts to question Ravonna, and she just keeps bullshitting him when he goes into her office to talk. And you can tell she's lying and isn't giving him a straight answer about C20 or any of that shit.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And Loki explains that the enchantment that Sylvie does only draws on the past memories that the person already has.
Yeah. So,
and another thing that goes into that, I think B-15 when she talked to Sylvie later, it was like, hey, show me again.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was the other person talking to C20 in that dinner scene. Where Sylvie was sitting.
That's right. I can definitely see that.
You know what I'm saying?
Because they have that connection. Because all B15, she was asking,
like, oh, what happened to C20? What happened to C20? And we never saw them as agents talk to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So why does she have this inkling all of a sudden, like, what's going on with her? What's going on with her?
Yeah. That's why it creates that little that curiosity for her, and that's why she was always on Morpheus about everything. He was like saying, "Yeah, you heard anything new? You heard anything new?" And she's like, "No, I'm getting told what I'm being told." But even Morbius is like, "I can't. I gotta find out what's going on here. What's deeper?"
Because he's in the same spot.
Yeah,
he's trying to figure out what the hell is the bigger conspiracy. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's pretty crazy just seeing all that play out in just. And just the relationship between Loki and Mobius has been one of the most interesting things in the MCU in a while. Not discounting the Infinity Saga or anything, but this is just so interesting to see these two just talking back and forth with the humor and just the philosophical conversations and just their back and forth in the interrogation where Mobius is kind of hurt and feels like he's been betrayed, but once he realizes the truth after watching the footage, after he's swiped Ravana's temp pad and he sees the cover up, he's like, oh shit. But she's hot on their trail, bruh. He gets Loki out the time loop and he's like, all right, we're gonna figure out what's going on, brother. You gotta work with me. Let's go get your girl, weirdo. And they go in through the portal and guess who's waiting for him? Ravana with the Minutemen.
Yeah,
ready to erase some motherfuckers. And the second he brought up the jet ski, I knew.
Oh my
Our
god,
boy's gone. He's toast.
He's gone for sure. Like when he got deleted, I kind of got frustrated too. I was like, come on, like this is the first time Loki actually got some type of companionship besides, well, technically in his timeline.
At this point in the timeline,
at this point, he never
after Thor and all that,
yeah, because he never really had that with Thor. So for him to experience like a true companionship, and he was able to trust Morbius, he gets deleted, and you see that in his face, and you feel bad for him. I honestly feel bad for him. Like,
me too.
Oh my god, man.
I was like, oh man, there goes the homie, man.
Yeah.
And Loki probably feels bad, like, damn, this never would have happened to him if it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
But soon after that, Sylvie busts in, and she's ready to kick some ass after they're taken, or she doesn't bust in, but they grab Sylvie and take her and Loki to the Timekeepers, and we get the big reveal of the Timekeepers.
That's right.
With their weird asses
right.
floating in the air, looking like something Stephen King wrote about on a Coke binge or something, man. Like, weirdness. What are you doing? You're gonna get executed. And he's like, you brought us here to tell us you're gonna kill us. I could have guessed that. I've been threatened to be killed dozens of times. Do your worst.
Yeah.
And then fucking B-15 shows up and says, for all time, bitches. Not really, but she says for all time, always. And starts kicking ass and frees the Lokis so they can start kicking ass and taking names. And Sylvie, as usual, is running through these niggas like nothing. John Wick Chapter 4 over here. And fucking Loki's holding his own, though.
Yeah.
He's doing pretty good in this fight. And then Ravana gets her little staff, and she's like, I'm going to finish the job I started. And they start going at it. And after that, and she knocks her the fuck out, then she ends up taking off one of the Timekeepers' heads. And as I thought, Wizard of Oz versions, they're fake. I knew it the whole time. Kang the Conqueror is back there pulling the strings on the motherboard. He's like, uh-oh. Shit, I better get out of here before they find my ass. And they still haven't found who's behind all this shit.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, when you're least suspecting it because there's so much going on, Ravana gets up and prunes Loki's ass when he's about to make a move on Sylvie.
That's very true. Honestly, when I seen him get pruned, I kind of felt like some comfort there when it comes from Morpheus. I was thinking to myself, like, there's no way they can get rid of him this early. There's no way.
I was like, what?
It's just like, it caught definitely, I know for a fact it caught everybody by surprise because nobody expected that.
That was my thought. I was like, either they didn't totally flip the script on this shit, or we're going to get him back and they're just fucking with the audience for a little minute. But I was like, damn, okay. I like this. Like, you never know what's gonna happen, and they just keep you guessing. They
Yeah,
just keep you on your toes.
nonstop. That's why, like, when it came to that scene, if we didn't get the post scene at the end of the episode, it would have left so many fans and so much distraught. They would have been like, What's
What?
gonna happen
Huh?
here? What? This is impossible. I thought this was the Loki series." And then people were saying like, "Wait, technically, Civ is kind of a Loki." So they were probably thinking like, maybe this is supposed to happen. We don't know.
All
We
right.
won't really know until like the next episode, and it's supposed to
Yep.
be another banger. It's supposed to be another thing that amps up the
Bruh,
stakes a little
it's
bit more.
gotta be a banger at this point. They're on full gas. They're going fast and furious. They're going fast 5 right now. They're dragging the safe down the street full speed, and they ain't stopping no time soon, bro. I'm
No.
telling you. Loki has been amazing, man. And it even in this episode, in episode 4, made episode 3 better. So this show has not missed one shot yet, as far as I'm concerned, as an MCU fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like for sure. Like I think episode 3 kind of did build up that whole likeness of the
The
2012
Lokis
Lokis.
and building out their characters.
Yeah, and I see it a lot more now, and I kind of see it too. What they can create that massive paradox because a Loki can't like themselves, fall in
A
love with
person
themselves.
can't be with a variant of themselves.
Yeah, technically, yeah, and it would create so much chaos, and I think that's why that's an also possibility of
And
why.
she said it.
Yeah, why they can't happen. Like none of that stuff can't happen, and I mean, thank God, like that kind of did happen because in the beginning of the episode they were stranded out, and it was
True.
so massive of his
Of
the
a Nexus
timeline.
event they're
Yeah.
creating by initiating in that type of interaction. Just the fact they're flirting with each other is like, what the hell? Look at this branch. Have you seen this before?
It's like it's spiking up so fast. We never seen it like this
Mobius
way.
is like, God damn, what's going on?
And then
once he starts talking to Loki later, he's like, oh, I see.
I see what's going. I see
Damn
what's going
Lokis.
on. It's like you guys. We can never predict you guys. Like it's always something going on here.
Sylvie said it herself. Life breeds chaos.
Yeah,
And it does.
It very much does. It very much does. I think. What's your thoughts on this next episode? Like it's leaving us
Well,
into a lot of questions here.
I'm thinking this next episode, if I had to outline the obvious stuff, Sylvie's gonna be either interrogating / torturing Ravana to try to get information. She'll probably end up enchanting her to get inside of her head to figure out A, why the hell did they take her in the first place? B, who was she before all this? And C, the obvious answer, who were the Timekeepers, right?
That's very true. That's
Loki
very true.
is going to be talking to the other Lokis, and that's really all I can surmise from that. And we might see Mobius if he ended up somewhere like that, because I think they might not erase you. They might just put you somewhere in another dimension or at the end of your timeline or an apocalypse where you can't fuck with the timeline. So we're just going to leave you there. So I think Mobius is in another apocalypse, and then Loki's in this one, and anyone that got pruned was just put into an apocalypse somewhere where they would just die, or they're stuck in a time loop or something weird like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think this next episode is gonna pretty much get into what these other Lokis are doing, which I think is gonna have big implications for everything we've seen so far, and is gonna bring everything home. I just feel like, I don't know. It's hard to predict, but this next episode is gonna just blow the doors even more open. Yeah, I don't know.
It's for sure a curveball for this episode, even for the next, especially for the next.
Because we don't really know what they're gonna do, but at the same time, I'm super happy I don't.
Yeah, I love that because it keeps us always guessing. Like we were spitting out a
Exactly.
bunch of theories even beforehand. We may not even be close. That's why the MCU is so great. Like we can create so many theories, so many ways of how they can intertwine. Like look at WandaVision, man.
Yeah.
We thought Mephisto. We even
Mephisto.
thought we thought Quicksilver is gonna be making entries with
Yep.
Peter
Multiverse
Evans.
shit. Nope. Just Ralph Boner. Good
Yeah.
old Ralph Boner.
Yeah, it's this. That's why I really like this whole guessing game. That's why it's gonna be great. This next episode, I feel as like the whole interrogation scene with Civ and what's her face already and Loki. I feel like Loki. I think that one. I think when they get sent off, when they get zapped off and everything like that. I don't know if wherever they go, it's only their variants at a specific area. Like they have all the
That was
Lokis out
another
here.
theory I think I read online too.
Cause it's an interesting thing. Cause like if that was the case, if everybody was sent off to a certain apocalypse, like we could be seeing like different alternatives of people we've seen before, like the current
Uh,
cast or even the past cast and stuff like
it's
that.
true.
That's why I'm thinking that it may be something that it may be like this is where they put all the variants at. I mean, it kind of like in a way of a prison, I guess in a sense because I don't even think the timekeepers and everybody, well maybe the timekeepers, but the Minutemen, they don't really know where they go because
Exactly.
like at this point it's just they thought they got rid of them because the timekeepers gave them this
Oh,
power.
erased.
Erase, boom.
Gone.
They only like the timekeepers technically, or maybe King, probably gave them a little bit of their powers to keep everything under control and keep everything into
See, that's
correction.
what I was saying. I think between us two, I think we've kind of figured out what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're just all the variants sent to this location at an apocalypse where they can't mess with the timeline because they don't have access to a temp pad or any way to travel through time
Yeah,
because there's nothing there.
yeah,
And
very.
it's bound to get destroyed sooner or later, or already got destroyed and the Lokis somehow got out of there and got sent back to a different location before this one got blown to shit. You know what I mean?
For
But
sure.
I think it is something like that. They just send variants all to one location where they can't mess with the timeline. But it could be a whole nother pocket dimension like Limbo or something like that, which comes from the comics where a nihilist from the Kree, I believe, is from the Skrulls.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually a leader of the Skrulls and lives in his own pocket dimension where he controls everything and stuff like that. So he's probably not going to be in it, but they could be sending the Lokis and these variants to this pocket dimension where no one can reach them unless you have this access to it. But like I said, man, we have no idea where this is going to go. It can go in a million different directions, but that's the great thing with this show, and it's been doing even better than WandaVision.
Yeah.
Answering questions, bringing up answering questions you already had, making you ask new questions, but everything you think about when you're lining up the details, at least to me, seems to add up and make sense.
Yes. And then Loki, honestly, I'm gonna have a ball looking to see what they're gonna do with him and everything.
These variants, man. I can't wait. I can't wait.
But
Oh, man. Can next week just get here already? But on the real, though, we have a lot of fun talking about these shows, these movies, these comics, these animes. But we want to talk with you. Leave us some comments if you're watching us on the YouTubes. What do you think's going to happen next episode? Who do you think the timekeepers are? Is my Kang the Conqueror theory crazy? Have I been smoking too much of the ganja? You let us know what's going on. And we want to hear from you guys, man, because this isn't just about reviews and getting views and getting out there. We want to build a community of like-minded geeks where we can all geek out, speculate, and have fun with this stuff, man. So let us know what you think. Let us know what you like on the channel so far and what you like about Loki. Let us know what you got to expect. And make sure to download us over there on the podcast feed. If you like listening to us instead of watching, please make sure you download all the episodes. It really helps us grow and reach new audiences and can give us potential sponsorship down the line that can get you guys some great products and stuff too. So make sure you check us out there. And don't forget, if you don't want to talk to us there, talk to us on the social media, man. We're all millennials here. So hit us up on there. We're at Twitter, @fan_frequency. Check us out there. Tweet us whenever. And if you want to see us on Instagram and catch up with us there, it's @fandom_frequency. We're posting over there all the time. DM us what's been your favorite episode so far. And drop a like, drop a comment, negative, positive, doesn't matter. We want to hear from y'all out there in the world of the internet. And don't forget, Loki, episode 5 next week. We're going to be recapping that. And the MCU is back on the big screen. July 9th, Black Widow, me, Skips, and our main man, Miguel, who you might remember from the Falcon and Winter Soldier recaps. We're going to be watching this movie together. We're going to be dropping a spoiler-filled review for our girl ScarJo on the Black Widow. So keep your eyes peeled for that next weekend. And we're going to be talking about the Loki finale the following week. A lot of flavor coming at y'all. So stay tuned. Don't sleep, man.
See you guys next week, everybody. Peace out.